Welcome to my channel Easy Learning. So today I'll be dealing with the topic heterotrophic nutrition. The last video I've explained about autotrophic nutrition and photosynthesis. So let us start the next topic of the first chapter in class 7 science, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In this video, I've explained that the mode of nutrition in which the organism cannot prepare their food and they depend upon either plants or animals for food. Such type of nutrition, it is known as heterotrophic nutrition, and those organisms, they are known as heterotrophs. So here, in this heterotrophic mode of nutrition, one simple example it is amarben. It is a plant which climbs on another tree and it takes the nutrients from that particular plant on which it is growing. Another term for amarben it is cascata. So amarben and cascata, these are the two names of that particular plant. So the plant on which it climbs, it is known as the host, and since it derives the nutrients from that host plant, this plant it is known as the parasite. So, you should know how to differentiate between the host and the parasite. Host means the plant on which it climbs. That is the parasitic plant which climbs on that particular plant. That plant it is known as the host, and the parasite means the organism which takes the valuable nutrients, or the plant which takes the valuable nutrients from the host plant. It is known as the parasite. So, the differentiate between parasite and host, it is very important. So, these terms you should know very well regarding what is parasite and what is host. So, regarding the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, here one more mode of nutrition we have studied, that is the parasitic mode of nutrition. So, this plant, it is not killing or harming that particular plant on which it is growing, but it is taking the nutrients for its survival from the host plant. So, such mode of nutrition it is known as parasitic mode of nutrition. So, another type of plant which you might have heard regarding that the plants which consume the insects for its survival. So, such type of plants, they are termed as insectivorous plants. So, regarding the structure of the insectivorous plant, it is that the leaf is modified into a form of a pitcher. The leaf, it is modified in the form of a pitcher, and it has got the apex of the leaves, it is considered to be the lid of that pitcher. So, once the insects gets landed on the pitcher, the lid gets closed and it has got tiny hairs present there inside the pitcher, in which the insect gets entangled, and this pitcher, it secretes digestive juices, and with the help of the digestive juices, the insect which is entangled in the hair, it gets digested. That is how this particular plant, it consumes that organism and survive. So, other than, even though it is getting the nutrients from the soil, the another type of mode of nutrition it is taking by killing or consuming that particular organism which gets inside the pitcher with the help of the digestive juices secreted inside the pitcher. So, this type of plants, they are known as insectivorous plants. So, the plants which, simple definition it is, the plant which eats the insects, it is known as the insectivorous plants. So, I have explained under heterotrophic mode of nutrition, one is the parasitic mode of nutrition, and the other one, another type of plant which consumes the insects, it is known as the insectivorous plants. Another type of mode of nutrition, it is the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, under saprotrophic mode of nutrition, You might have seen packets of mushrooms, or during rainy season on rotten wood, you might have seen umbrella-like structures which is growing on the rotting wood, rotten dead matter, isn't it? So, that particular umbrella-like structure, it is known as the mushroom. Other than that, for another one more activity we can explain which comes under saprotrophic nutrition is that you take a piece of bread or a slice of bread, sprinkle water on the slice of the bread and you keep it in a warm place for 3 to 4 days. After 3 to 4 days, we can observe that the color on the slice of the bread, it will appear as either green, black or brownish in color. So, you can observe under the microscope or a magnifying lens, you can see that thread-like structures are present on that particular slice of bread. Those thread-like structures which is present on that slice of bread, it is known as fungi. So, define what is fungus. Fungus means the thread-like structures which is present on the moist substances. It is known as fungus. So, these organisms also, they undergo the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, what is meant by saprotrophic mode of nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which the organism, they obtain the nutrients from the dead and decaying organic matter in the form of solution. It is known as saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, how they convert these dead and decaying organic matter into the solution form? They secrete, these organisms, they secrete digestive juices into the dead and decaying organic matter. They convert the dead and decaying organic matter into the soluble form. And in that form of solution, they gain the nutrients for its survival. That is how these organisms, they undergo the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, once again, we will define what is meant by saprotrophic mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which the organism, they consume the nutrients from the dead and decaying organic matter in the form of solution. So, here these organisms, they are converting or they are secreting the digestive juices into the dead and decaying organic matter and they converting them into the solution form and they are gaining the nutrients from the dead and decaying organic matter. So, such type of mode of nutrition, it is known as saprotrophic mode of nutrition, and those organisms which undergo saprotrophic mode of nutrition, they are known as saprotrophs. So, those organisms, they are known as saprotrophs. So, we have seen under heterotrophic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition, then saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, this fungus grow on pickles, leather, food items, then clothes, etc. So, their spores are present there in the atmosphere. Once it gets favorable conditions like warmth and water, then it germinates and grow on that particular surface. So, there are certain organisms where they share shelter and nutrients among themselves. That is, one type of organism, they provide shelter and other type of organism, they provide the nutrients to that particular organism. So, they survive by sharing the shelter and nutrients among themselves. Such type of relationship, it is known as symbiotic relationship. So, here for symbiotic relationship, the simple example, it is lichen. It is a combination of fungus and algae. The algae will provide the food to the fungus, whereas the fungus will provide the water and other materials necessary for the algae. So, that is one simple combination of symbiotic relationship. So, now we will move on to the last topic of this lesson, that is how the nutrients get replenished into the soil. So, what is meant by the term replenishment? Replenishment means regaining the nutrients. Once the farmers, they grow the crops in the field, then the nutrients which is present there in the soil will be utilized by the plants for its growth. So, there will be a decrease in the amount of nutrients in the soil. So we have to regain that particular nutrients, or we have to replenish that soil with the nutrients. Then only we can, or the farmers can grow the crops in that particular field. So how the replenishment of the nutrients takes place? So they may be adding fertilizers into the soil after the cultivation. So other than that, another method which is utilized by the farmers is growing the leguminous plants. So this leguminous plants, once it is grown in the soil, because the plants, they need the nitrogen for its healthy growth, and that nitrogen, it is available in the atmosphere abundantly, but it is available in the form of gas. So in the gaseous form, the plants cannot take the nitrogen from the atmosphere. So it has to be converted into a usable form. Then only the plants can gain the nutrients like nitrogen for its healthy growth. So for that, there is a type of bacteria which helps to convert the gaseous nitrogen into the soluble form, and that type of bacteria, it is known as rhizobium bacteria. So this rhizobium bacteria, it helps to convert the gaseous nitrogen into the soluble form for the healthy growth of the plants, so that the plants can gain the nitrogen in the soil. So this rhizobium bacteria alone, it cannot survive. So it undergoes what type of relationship? The symbiotic relationship. This bacteria is present in the root nodules of the leguminous plants like gram, dals, etc. So in the root nodules of the leguminous plant, this bacteria is present. So this bacteria will be providing the nutrient. At the same time, it helps the plants, it provides the nutrients to the bacteria for its survival. So they are undergoing a symbiotic relationship, so that the soil will get enriched with the nitrogen with the help of this bacteria, and the farmers no need of using the fertilizers or other manures for the replenishment of the soil. So here this rhizobium bacteria, it helps in regaining or replenishing the nutrients of nitrogen. Example, minerals which is needed for the healthy growth of the plant, it is NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So this important minerals, it is necessary for the healthy growth of the plants. And this replenishment of these nutrients like nitrogen, it is being obtained from the rhizobium bacteria which is present in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. So it helps in the healthy growth of the plant, and they are undergoing a symbiotic relationship, because the bacteria is helping that particular plant to regain the nutrients. At the same time, the plant is helping providing the nutrients for its survival of that particular bacteria. That is how the replenishment of the nutrients in the soil takes place. So in this chapter, we have learned about the different modes of nutrition. Most of the plants, they are autotrophic, but there are certain plants which undergo parasitic mode of nutrition, and other organism which undergoes the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So the different types of nutrition we have seen, that is the parasitic mode of nutrition, saprotrophic mode of nutrition, heterotrophic mode of nutrition and autotrophic mode of nutrition. And other than that, we have also studied regarding the process of photosynthesis, how the photosynthesis process takes place in plants, and how the other than carbohydrate, what are the other nutrients which is produced by the plants, that is the proteins and the fats, how the plants, they are producing proteins and fats. So all these are the main points or the topics which we have covered under this chapter. So I hope you have understood this topic. Whatever today we have discussed, that is regarding heterotrophic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition, insectivorous plants, saprotrophic mode of nutrition and symbiotic relationship. And regarding one of the most important thing regarding that particular bacteria which is present in the leguminous plants, that is the rhizobium bacteria. This term you have to remember the name of the bacteria which helps for replenishing the nitrogen in the soil, that is the rhizobium bacteria. So I hope all have understood the topic which I have covered today. The first part of this lesson already I have uploaded in my channel. The link is given in the description box. So thank you children.